So my Instagram got hacked. It literally got hacked, stolen, and then deleted. My whole business really evolves around my Instagram being my biggest platform to be able to connect and share with people all around the world. Been about 6 to 7 weeks with no Instagram. Actually took a little nap in the middle of the day. I woke up and my computer was kind of blowing up, and I looked at my computer and I got a bunch of emails from Facebook saying that my Instagram account password was changed, my email was changed, my phone number was deleted off the account, and then at the same time, 1 minute later, I received emails from the actual hackers telling me that I have about 3 hours to respond to them or they're going to start deleting my account. And this was when I immediately just began calling the smartest people I know in the tech industry, one of my business partners and actually the owner of my radar, and just trying to understand what was the best thing to do. And the advice I got was to not respond to the hackers, don't feed any of that, and just to go through the Instagram processes. They sent me an email with a random number on it, and I had to take a picture of my face holding a piece of paper with the number and my account handle, and just sit there and wait. And I waited for actually a couple weeks before anyone even responded to me. And then I eventually got a response of them just asking a bunch of questions about my account, when I started it, what email was used, where it was started, just a bunch of random information that I did my best to give them as much information as possible. And then they ended up coming back to me saying they need me to email them with the email that I first made my very first Facebook account, which was a bit over 10 years ago now. And I think I was 16 years old that I used an email that I no longer have access to anymore. It was a really embarrassing email that only a 16-year-old kid would make. Yahoo deleted it, I guess. So Facebook pretty much just told me to kick rocks. They said I have no way of emailing them from my old email address, so they're not going to respond. That's when I called back my radar, and they were seriously so awesome to really doing everything they could of contacting Facebook and the people they knew at Facebook and trying to retrieve my account back. And we ended up dealing with like 3 or 4 different people on Facebook, all asking me the same questions that they originally asked me before, till eventually them telling me that they couldn't find my account, that throughout all this time gone it must have been deleted, and actually somebody ended up taking my handle, which was just @WillGrant, and is some baseball player. I'm not sure where he's from, hasn't posted anything yet. And I even actually messaged him in hopes to get my handle back, because like I said, my whole business and all of my marketing from my website to even all of the past videos that I've made directs people to that old handle. So it was definitely something to be lost. And the end of things, I guess it was just all deleted. I lost the handle, I lost everything, but it ended up being a good thing. For real, just want to give a huge thanks out to my radar for literally taking the time out of their super busy schedules, and the actual owner of my radar is a super awesome guy, was taking the time out of his super busy life and contacting Facebook and doing everything he could to get my account back. Unfortunately, the outcome wasn't what we hoped for, but I think at the end of the day it ended up being a good thing. And that's one thing that I really like to focus on. How can I take the good or the lessons learned in every single situation, good or bad? At the same time that my account was getting hacked, I was actually reading a lot into Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, and I was actually reading the book recommended by Andrew from Move You called How to Think Like a Roman Emperor, and it was all about the famous Stoic Marcus Aurelius. And one of the biggest lessons in Stoicism is only focusing on what you can control. So that's what I did through this whole process. I didn't really let it beat me up. I didn't really let it get me down or get me frustrated. I just focused on doing whatever I could that was in my control that would help that situation as best as I could. So I contacted the smartest people I knew. I went through the Instagram processes, and I didn't let it stress myself out. And it actually became a really good opportunity to where it strengthened my ability to only focus on the things that I could control. And when these other little small negative circumstances were coming into my life, I was really good at becoming really indifferent with them, because after all, my whole business revolves around was just loss, so everything else kind of seemed really small. And if I could not stress about that, everything else really wasn't too important. And I actually ended up just using that time enjoying not having an Instagram, of just going back and just really enjoying reading and enjoying studying and enjoying trying to learn as much as I possibly can, and to use that extra time to create a bunch more videos that aren't even out yet. So I had a lot of extra time on my hands, a lot of extra creativity, a lot of extra energy and motivation towards just learning a lot of things. I was studying a lot from Zach Bush and learning a lot about gut microbiome and learning how our guts are related to our soils and how we can improve our soils to improve our health of every individual of our species and of this planet. And like I said, I was learning a lot about stoicism and focusing on the things that we can control and being indifferent about the things that we are not in control of, and just focusing on doing the actions that take and make real results. And really this whole process ended up being a great exercise for me to just trust the path and trust the process and trust what was going on that I didn't have control over, just to trust it and have faith that it's gonna point me into the right direction. And that had me really reflecting and thinking in a lot of different situations, and realizing that most of the followers that I gained, probably the first 80 to 90,000 followers I gained, were really based on what I physically looked like or what I physically could do. Most of those followers were gained when I was doing fitness modeling, underwear modeling, and a lot of shirtless selfies. So most of the followers came from just something to look at. But for those of you guys who have been following me a lot more recently, you guys know my journey or path for the last 3 years from those big injuries that I have really been about taking my platforms and learning how to bring value to other people and to contribute to our species and to contribute to our planet. And it was taking time for my audience to really connect with that and to understand with that, because they went from just following me for something to look at to now I was starting to just give them insights of things that was really helping me change my life for the better and helping me feel better mentally and feeling better physically, and really getting out of my ego and stepping into my true potential and stepping into my best life and learning how to really flourish myself, and hopefully to create content and create insights for other people to help them flourish as well. And so I thought maybe me losing all of my old followers and losing my own old Instagram is not necessarily a bad thing, but I can give myself a fresh new start. And the people who were following me and who were getting that real value from my page, I believe that they'll come back and they'll be able to find me again. So, I mean, I'm really just doing my best to take the good out of this situation, and I believe there is always good to come from any situation that we may perceive to be negative. Another really, I guess, serious reflection that I had on myself was there was times to that process where I felt like really my greatest, most valuable thing that I ever created was my Instagram. And because that what was bringing me most of my financial security and what was my platform to really contribute and to bring value, which in my opinion was kind of sad that the greatest thing that I ever really created was a social media platform that essentially I had no control over or no real say in. So this sparked a whole new motivation in me to really create things on a deeper level that we can connect to as individuals and as species. It's been a promise to myself that I'm going to be extra motivated in creating things that are so much bigger than social media and creating things that can really bring value to people on a much deeper level. And also, the probably last and simplest lesson I learned from this whole process is to definitely have way more complicated passwords and to not have all of my passwords the same, like password. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this short video, and if you can, go over and follow my new Instagram page. It's just at the Will Grant, same as my Twitter, and go comment on any of the posts and interact, ask any questions you may have, and maybe share some of the posts that you feel connected to and maybe could bring value to the people that you know. Give those posts a share, and let's try to get that Instagram page building back some momentum. And because my ultimate goal is to continue to evolve myself to be able to flourish as much as I possibly can in order to take those lessons and help you guys flourish to your ultimate potential so we can flourish as a species and as a planet. So share those posts, connect with me, give me some feedback on your experiences as well, because I'm learning through this whole social network of connection as well. I've used that time off of not using my Instagram to really create a bunch of new educational courses that are going to be coming up on my website. So be checking back on that at thewillgrant.com. And thank you guys so much for sticking with me and sticking with the tribe. I'm super grateful for all of you guys who follow me, subscribe to me, watch my videos, like my posts, comment. It really means so much to me. The main reason why I do this is to connect with you guys, is to learn from you guys, and to be able to bring value and contribute to us as a species and as a planet. During that time off of not having the Instagram, I also started doing weekly live chats every single week, and with different topics about health, about permaculture, movement, about breath work, about meditation, about nutrition, growing garden, growing permaculture, building soils, and we're having live chats on that every single week. And you can sign up and reserve your spot for the next one at chatwithwillgrant.com. Thank you guys so much. I really have a whole new motivation and so much new stuff coming out that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So keep checking back, join that tribe. Don't forget to go check out all of my new creative work at thewillgrant.com, and also check in the descriptions below for the books and other things that I mentioned inside this video. Alright guys, see you soon.